All right, what's up, everybody? It is Tuesday. We got about 3 hours here until the game starts. Orioles, Yankees. Wow, it feels like a playoff series. So much going on, so many different things to talk about. Where I want to start is with Suarez, Povich, and Irvin because we're 47 and 24. That's just amazing. Like that in itself deserves a pause. Like 47 and 24 is fantastic. The Yankees being 50 and 24, I've been saying it for the past month or so, just takes the thunder out of how great we've been playing. So 47 and 24, and then those are the three starters for this series. Which, if you're not following the Orioles every single day, you might not even know who these guys are. Let's start with Suarez because I was right about him in his last start, but it was dangerous. Those first two innings, he gave up the leadoff triple to Harris for the Braves, and then tried to give up a three-run homer to Riley. Would have been a home run anywhere else, especially in New York, but it wasn't. And then he shut him down. So I love Suarez. I gushed about him last time, and I'm just so. He's never faced the Yankees, number one. Number two, obviously, he's never faced the Yankees, never been to New York. This lineup, I think that, it's not going to be as scary as maybe other people think. I haven't been as high on the Yankees. I still think they need to make a couple adjustments with their lineup. Rizzo's out, but obviously with Soto and Judge in there and Suarez never facing them, it's hard to predict. It's hard to figure out what Suarez is going to look like. But based on how tough he's been pitching and his willingness to just hang in there, I feel like we're gonna have a chance to win. So I don't know if I'm gonna actually bet his props. I don't know. I'm going back and forth on it. As I'm recording this right now, the Yankees haven't released their lineup. So I'll do a little bit of a deeper dive into their lineup and see the prop bets. But I feel great about our lineup. So let me stop there with Suarez. We got Suarez tonight. If he can pull this out and we all of a sudden win that first game, then the momentum with Povich pitching tomorrow and Cole, it'll be his first start. It'll feel like a must win for the Yankees. Like we'll be having house money if we can win tonight. Then the last game, I guess I jinxed it a month ago whenever we faced this Lucas Gill guy. So ever since I said he sucks, he's looking like one of the best pitchers in baseball. He'll face Cole Irvin on Thursday. Looking forward to that. That feels more of a 50-50 matchup. But tonight, yeah, it's hard. We're going up against Nestor Cortez, so let's move to the lineup. Westberg leads off. I absolutely love when he leads off. I love when Gunnar leads off, but love Westberg. Just love him leading off, and I love him in this spot against Cortez. He faced him a month ago, so he's 0 for 3 against him. But I got a good feeling about Westberg tonight, so I think he'll be a part of my bets. And then Adley's absolutely torched Cortez, 8 for 15 against him. So Adley's in the 2 spot. And then it's predictable as we move down, right? You got Mountcastle and Gunnar and Santander, and Hayes gets the start in left. Cowser gets the start in center. McCann's going to catch. So I love it. I really like what the lineup looks like. Mateo's in there. I think I'm really going to go with Mateo tonight. Feel like he's going to hit Cortez well. So couple things as I move through the lineup that I wanted to touch on. And I guess first, we may as well start with Cowser because I'd rather be wrong for the record. Like, I want to be right about every single bet I give out. But if I'm going to be down on an Oriole and say I don't think this guy's any good and then he proves me wrong, happy to be wrong about that. So certainly happy he hit the home run. And I felt like I guess the best analogy I can use is as a coach, you have a guy on the court and you're going to take him out, right? You felt like, hey, it's time to take so and so out. He hasn't been playing well. Just sub him out in the middle of the game. Then he comes down and makes a shot. Then he makes another shot, and you're like, fuck it, just stay in the game, right? That's my only takeaway from Cowser hitting an absolute bomb off of, I guess, the best pitcher in baseball, not Corbin Burns, right? Let me say that first. But Zach Wheeler, I mean, I don't know who's better than him, but if you're gonna hit the home run off of him, you can't send the guy down to AAA. Like even if so it's funny how that works because I feel like if he was 0 for 5, I would have been like, see, you should have started Stowers, send Cowser down. But the reality is he's a young player, he hits the bomb, and he buys himself, in my opinion, which doesn't really matter in the scheme of things, obviously, but in my opinion, now that if I'm coaching, if I'm Elias, yeah, I gotta at least extend it another 2 weeks because they can't send him down after he hits a home run like that. So it's a funny situation, and that's why I thought of, as a coach, you want to take this guy out Then you're like happy he makes a couple shots in a row. So you're like, all right, I guess I was wrong. You back to the bench, you get to stay in. And that's what basically Cowser did. Cause that was huge. Like it was 1-0 at the time. So Gunnar gets the home run. And at that point it's still a 50-50 game, but making it 3-0, allowing Burns to pitch with confidence, even though he didn't get my prop bets for me, it gave Burns an opportunity to pitch. 3-0 is so different than 1-0. You get the freedom to throw the ball out of the strike zone, knowing the other team's going to chase because they have to get some runs. And it's perfect for Burns because he throws a lot of balls out of the strike zone. The guys chase. So Cowser, awesome. That was awesome. And yeah, I guess I'll reevaluate over the next 10 days, 2 weeks. Maybe he goes on a run after this. But if not, I do stick by my initial opinion, which is I do think Stowers deserves an opportunity. So we'll see. That was one thing I wanted to mention. And then the second thing I wanted to talk about is when we're facing lefties, I absolutely. So I love James McCann. I don't know how many of you guys are watching, some of the pregame and postgame stuff, but anytime McCann talks or gets interviewed, for me, it's my favorite interview out of anybody. I consider him the leader of the team based on his age and the way he talks about certain things. It feels like he has a lot of, I guess, power in the clubhouse. And then I also think about what was that game when Hyde said that he put the bunt on and then McCann bunted with 2 strikes. It was like not my favorite play of the season, but it showed that McCann has the ability to frankly do what he thinks is best. So when he catches, I think that's a big help for the Orioles. And having like there's no drop off from him versus Adley. And I hear people talk about that we want to add a right-handed bat, you know, I don't think we do. I think we just keep the team the way it is as far as trades with the lineup. There's obviously upgrades available for the rotation, but I like this lineup where, yeah, if a left-hander is going to pitch, you just have McCann catch and let Adley DH. It lets Adley have a break, and I love having McCann in there. So when they have a left-handed lineup like this, I know some people roll their eyes like, oh, McCann again, or maybe they don't love Hayes is still getting some at bats. I like when we go up against the left-handers. So I'm going to ride the bats tonight. Cortez, interesting. He's had an up and down season. Last start was a really good one against the Royals, but before that, he struggled. We got him early in the season. We did decent against him, but overall, he's been really good against us. I like us tonight. Um, I don't want to just bet with my heart here because this is going to feel like a playoff game. And speaking of feeling like a playoff game, there is another advantage. Actually, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it's an advantage because this Brad Ausmus, who will be the manager for the Yankees tonight, because Aaron Boone's one of his kids is graduating, I believe, so he's not managing tonight. I guess that's an advantage. Although I feel like Boone, whatever. We'll see. I think it's going to come down. It's going to be a tough game. 8th, 9th inning, using the bullpen, figuring out the right matchups. Not having Coulomb in the back of the bullpen, I hope it doesn't cost us here because Perez is going to have to be lights out. Aiken's going to have to be lights out because someone's got to face Soto at the end of the game. I think you're going to see Tate was notorious. He's really been good against lefties. I wonder if he gets a chance at Soto. But that's what I'm looking at. If the Orioles have a lead going into the 8th, 9th inning, in order for them to really win the World Series this year, that's the key is how good is the back end of the bullpen. They're going to add at least somebody at some point, but they're not doing that for another month. So we got what we got for tonight. Let's see if we can pull it out. It'll feel like a really big win to get this one because, like I said, tomorrow they throw Garrett Cole out there. We throw the rookie Povich. It'll feel like house money. And then we got the game on Thursday. So appreciate everybody. I don't know if sorry is the right word because I hate saying sorry when you're doing sports betting because I don't know. Sorry should be reserved for when you intentionally do something. So anyway, but I ranted and raved this morning about the Mavericks game. And then I listened to a bunch of people today and like nobody said what I said. It's like, I just felt like if you watch the game, it was like an insult to competition because he brought like, I'm just going to spend 1 minute on it and then I'm shutting up and I'm done. But the reason why I was so annoyed with Luka is because every single game for the entire season, Luka and Kyrie bring the ball up and down the court. Primarily Luka, but Luka and Kyrie bring the ball up and down the court. I said it before the series. If I was coaching Luca, coaching against Luca, I would pressure him 100 feet from the basket, out of bounds, inbounds, bother him, put different guys on him. And that's exactly what Jaylen Brown did yesterday. He literally just made him quit. It was like a boxer who just trying to get through the rest of the fight without getting knocked out. That's what it looked like. He didn't want to bring the ball up and down the court. And it's just that's why I was so frustrating to me, because I thought the rest of the Mavs role players were good enough to make the game competitive. And instead, it's 0-6. I lose money. I lose the bets. I make Jack look like an idiot because I'm like convincing him of all the things I'm saying. After we finish recording, he's like, you know what? You made a lot of good points. It's like, no, I made no good points, apparently, because Luca was all checked out. So anyway, I meant what I said. Just not enjoying the NBA. Not at all. So anyway, all right. End rant there. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I do appreciate it. Let's get this win tonight. Good luck with whatever you decide to bet on, and I'll see you guys in the morning.